In this tutorial, I'll be using Adobe Photoshop Elements 6.0 to create a silhouette. So open up Adobe Photoshop. If you see this menu, click on Edit. Go ahead and open up your photo that you took, and the photo that you took should be against something that's a background that's solid, whether it's white, black. Mine just happens to be, I'm going to File, Open. Mine happens to be against a green screen. Just go ahead and open that up. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to add a threshold to this layer, which is called background. And to do that, you click here and you choose threshold. What you want to do is you want to get a solid black line basically around your face, and so you can adjust this here to getting that line so you can see your image here, and that looks to me to be okay, so I'm going to click OK. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer by clicking this button here, create a new layer, which is called layer 1. I want to fill in this background to be all white. So what you do is you go onto your pen or pencil tool, and you're going to want to make sure your brush is like a solid type of brush, not one that's feathered. And right now that's kind of tiny, so I'm going to adjust this by increasing my brush size. And the foreground currently is on black. I'm going to double click it and change it to white. And white, the hex code for white, all F's. All F's make it white. And I'm going to click OK. Then you're going to fill in everything white, which is in the background. And you're going to continue on and continue on. I'm going to come over here and do it white over here. Okay, and this is going to be tricky. So what you want to do is you're going to want to zoom in using your Control plus, and you're going to want to get really close. So you might have to take your brush size and decrease it to get right in there. Okay, so I've been using the small brush tool to do some of the detail here near my face. And once I get here, once you get the detail kind of done here with white, you can increase your brush size to do the rest. And you're going to get all these little dots off of here. So I might take this and kind of go right in there and get all of these dots very carefully removed. Okay, and then I'll come back when I'm finished. Okay, so in order to zoom back out, I'm going to Control and minus. And you can see, as you can see, I have some work that I still need to do here. I need to erase this black, so I'll come back just in a jiffy when I'm done with this. Okay, now that you have the outline done, you're going to create a new layer called layer 2, and this time you're going to switch your foreground, double click it to black, which the hex code is all zeros. Click OK. Then you're going to fill in everything with black. Okay? And again, you can zoom in, zoom out, change your brush size in order to be very, very detailed. Okay, I'll come back when I'm finished with this. If you're going to add text to your silhouette, then I would leave it as is. But if you're not going to add text to it, then you can crop it out using the crop tool, which is right here. The crop tool allows you to click, drag, and crop out anything that's unnecessary that you might not need. So when I crop that out and I hit the check mark, it makes it smaller. When you're finished with the silhouette, you're going to go to Layer and Flatten Image. And notice all of these layers right here, it's going to become one image. Okay, so you have actually one layer now. This is where we're going to be able to put a background on it, text on it, and spice it up a bit. Now you could use the text tool in order to add some words that describe you. So I'm going to go to T for text, and notice up here it's blue. I'm going to choose just black, and you can change your font family, you can change your font size. So if I wanted to say maybe creative, notice how that's going into my head right there, so that's a little bit too large, so I'm going to highlight that and make it, instead of 24 points, 18 points. And it's still a little bit big, but I can actually manipulate that by moving it around. So I'm going to use the Move tool, which is right here with 4 arrows, and I can click on it and I can bring it over here, and you could actually twist it. I could add some beveling and some shadows to this as well. So I'm on the Move tool or the Select tool, and I have Creative selected. I'm going to go here to Effects and go to my Layer Styles, and if I click on one of these and hit Apply, notice how it changes the word Create. Hit Apply, try another one until you like something. Then here under the layer Creative, there's this little FX button. If you double click it, it's going to give you some more information about this and what you can do. You can add a drop shadow, you can add a glow, you can add an outer glow, an inner glow, you could add a stroke. Okay, you can make it a little less than that, maybe 5. Okay, you can change it in all sorts of ways. So why don't you go ahead and experiment with that. I'm going to add the word tech to my project here. So I'm going to click on the T for text. I'm going to type in tech, and it looks different than the word create because I changed the font here to Show Card Gothic. I'm going to click on the Move tool, and I can move it around. This is selected. Instead of the beveling like we had it before, I'm going to use the drop down menu to choose Wow Neon, and I'm going to choose the green one, double click on it, or you could click on it once and hit Apply. I really like the way that looks, so I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to come back with more words here in a bit. I usually save the project in 2 ways. One, as a PSD file, which is File, Save As, and right here it says Photoshop PSD. I call it Silhouette and then the word project after it. That tells me that I can edit it. And then I save it. If I'm going to put this on the web, I want a file that has a small size. So I'm going to go to File, Save for the Web. Notice how huge it is. I'm going to change that, the percentage right here, to 50. And I'm going to hit Apply. Makes it a little bit smaller. I'm going to save it as a JPEG at high quality. If this is fuzzy at all, you can increase it to very high, or you can increase it to even maximum if you want. But I keep it at high, and it's not very fuzzy. It's pretty clear. So then I click OK, and I'm just going to save it right now on the desktop as, instead of the word project, I'm going to call it just Final. And if this comes up, I'm just going to replace it. And that's all that is required for this silhouette project.